Local jobs right at your fingertips at KELOLAND Employment. Search, research area employers, even create job email alerts. Your job search just got easier with KELOLAND Employment at KELOLAND.com.
This morning we have the latest on South Dakota's COVID-19 response from Peer.
And 2 local companies team up to supply first responders with hundreds of bottles of hand sanitizer. Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
We have an update on the spread of COVID-19 in South Dakota. According to the State Health Department, South Dakota now has more than 1,300 cases, including more than 1,100 in Sioux Falls.
733 of those cases are either workers at Smithfield Foods or people who workers had close contact with. New numbers are expected later today. Stay with us on air and online. While the number of positive cases of COVID-19 continues to grow, Governor Noem says the number the state and country should be focusing on are the number of hospitalizations.
She says there are 36 people in hospitals in the state due to COVID-19. While Noem says this is good news, she still plans to over-prepare.
Remember, our entire plan for South Dakota and how we'll get through this virus spread is based on hospital beds, ICU beds, and vents.
Noem added that unemployment claims are increasing. Just this week, there have been over 6,000 claims. So far, the number of people hospitalized is much lower than projected, but health workers on the front lines are still preparing for the surge in patients.
That's especially true in Minnehaha County, where Smithfield-related cases of COVID-19 are at 733 cases and climbing. Averida hospitalist Dr. Nathan Miller says the health system is prepared, and he takes steps to try to make sure that after he cares for COVID patients daily, his wife and children aren't inadvertently exposed. But the pandemic takes a psychological toll on everyone working in the facility.
We're in the beginning right now. So probably my response now may be different than 2 months from now. For me personally, as with anyone, it isn't the easiest to not see your family as much. But also I have to be thankful that I have a job.
Dr. Miller says healthcare workers are picking up a couple of extra shifts a month right now, but that could increase if workers exposed to the virus get sick and have to go into isolation. Well, it was a fairly mild day yesterday, and after some chilly weather this week, that's good news.
Yeah, but what is the weekend looking like? Let's find out with meteorologist Brian Karstens.
Good question to ask, and it's going to be better. We've got a fantastic forecast starting off the weekend, and I think if we do have a little setback Sunday, it'll be pretty minor, and that's going to lead into more good news next week. Let's begin with Futurecast today. Lots of sunshine, clear skies for many of us today, and I do expect tonight, too, to be mainly clear. The forecast features a little west wind today, and it'll be a stronger west-southwest breeze tomorrow, so do expect an increase in the wind speeds, 15, maybe close to 20 to 30 miles per hour at times. And then an advancing cold front arrives Saturday in the late afternoon in the north, and then Sioux Falls Saturday evening. It'll bring with it some clouds, maybe a bit of moisture in the west. We're watching that possibility. That might even possibly convert to a little snow Sunday morning in Rapid City. It looks better, though, for next week, and we'll pick up the full forecast in a few minutes.
Thanks, Brian. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, a local company is changing its business model in order to make much-needed hand sanitizer to tackle shortages around the region. Groomer's Choice, which is one of the largest producers of pet products in the country, is being affected by the coronavirus pandemic.
So instead of making shampoos and conditioners for pets, it's now bottling hand sanitizer to sell to large companies with lots of employees. But earlier this week, it donated 3 pallets of sanitizer to Sioux Falls Fire Rescue.
We feel great about it. Yeah, great that we can help out and that supply is being made available to keep people protected and safe.
The alcohol to make this shipment of hand sanitizer was donated by Poet. Well, the Good Samaritan Society says 5 residents and 3 employees at its Sioux Falls Village tested positive for COVID-19.
Officials say 2 of the employees worked at the skilled nursing facility while the other works with assisted living. Good Sam says it is testing residents and staff who may have been exposed. Meanwhile, a staff member at Apple Tree Children's Center along East 26th Street also tested positive. The employee worked in a toddler room on Friday and went home sick on Monday.
The East 26th Street location will be closed until April 27th. Apple Tree is also recommending anyone who came in direct contact with the staff member to quarantine themselves until April 27th.
All 10 finalists have now been announced for the 2020 Sanford Pentagon KELOLAND Media Group Player of the Year Awards. Peyton Burkhardt won the 2018 Girls Award and is now a sophomore standout for the SDSU Jackrabbits.
She remembers playing with or against many of this year's finalists.
I think it's really cool to just see all the girls that I once played with a few years ago doing these things, and a lot of them are going on to play college basketball, which is awesome. Congrats to them. It's amazing that they're finalists, and I can't wait to see where their future takes them.
You can watch the All-Star Special tonight at 6:30 on KOTG. And to hear more from Burkhardt, head to this story on KELOLAND.com. But first, let's head over to Brian.
All right, as we look at the forecast in the big picture, the cold air that we've been dealing with all week long is on the way out. Already tomorrow, a good surge to temperatures touching 60 in many spots. But you got to remember, 60 now is where we should be. So we're not necessarily seeing a lot of those yellow colors for above normal weather just yet. But once we get into next week, that's when you need to start watching things with this big bubble of mild Pacific air coming across, and it looks fantastic. I think 60s are very doable. In fact, we'll probably have to be raising our temperatures at some point into the 70s, and that's probably just as well. Looks like rain chances hold off until perhaps next Thursday. That's at the earliest that we see something. So a lot of extended dry weather in the forecast. That should be good for greening things up. The buds on the trees opening up too. You'll be noticing that. 60s likely for Aberdeen. Next week, we get a teaser day tomorrow near 60 and then 68 by Tuesday. Again, the dry weather continues until the very end of the 7-day. Pierre is also in the same boat here with 72 by next Tuesday. That's going to feel great. And really, even the weather in between is not bad. Rapid City, you do get a little chance of rain or snow Sunday morning. 52 the high on Sunday, but back to the mid-60s on Monday.
All right, thanks, Brian, and thanks for joining us for KELOLAND on the Go. Be sure to join us for midday in KELOLAND.
Until then, you can get up to the minute developments right here on KELOLAND.com. Now go have a great day.